we begin with a meditation, shamatha. I believe we can sort of there's two kinds of shamatha meditation. Not really, it's not really written in the classic Buddhist text or anything like that, but I'm just categorizing this for the sake of communication. One is, I think the purpose of categorizing this into two is because of the interest, I guess, interest of different kinds of people. Interest or motivation. So therefore, I will call this let's say the first shamatha meditation is like worldly kind of oriented, worldly oriented shamatha meditation. And then beyond the worldly oriented shamatha meditation. And when I say worldly, I'm talking about as I was saying, interest. What you are trying to pursue, what is your aim. For most of us worldly beings, our aim is very simple, I guess. Temporal. Just to be happy. And profitable, if it's possible. And therefore, I believe that we cherish concepts such as relaxation, able to concentrate, the ability to concentrate. And then all kinds of other things like ability to communicate with friends and family and the world. And we constantly want to improve this. We want to improve the way we communicate. We want to improve how we relax. You know, stuff like that is important, isn't it? Like to be free from stress, all kinds of things. So those I categorize into one, and which I call this worldly shamatha meditation, worldly oriented. And that's easy, actually. I mean, there's nothing much to talk about it. Basically, what we must try to do is we must try to gain more control over our mind. And as long as you can do that, because if you are a follower of worldly oriented shamatha, then you don't want to control your mind 100%. You don't want that. Otherwise, many of the so-called fun and intrigue and all of this you will miss. So we are talking about like maybe 10 to 20% control over our mind, and the rest should go wild. And because that way you become a perfect samsaric, successful person. We know that when we are out of control, 100%, out of control, then we suffer. This we know. So, then we ask ourselves, what makes ourselves sort of out of control? What is it that we become obsessed, addicted, I don't know, out of control, worked up, basically? What makes us worked up with all kinds of things? I guess we will know that basically it's because our mind gets overly distracted. That's why. So we know that a certain amount of distraction is not good. Because if you get distracted too much, then you lose, I don't know, sort of the inborn dignity of our mind. And that's something that we don't want to lose, don't want to. So, in order to achieve that, what then we can do is choose one object to get distracted, basically. Instead of lots and lots of objects, we choose one particular object to get distracted. And that's shamatha meditation, trying to continuously get distracted only to this sort of chosen, designated object. And that actually has lots of benefit. It does. If you are looking at a sunset and trying to really enjoy the gradual sort of setting of the sun, and really try to enjoy it minute by minute, second by second, yes, you will remember the car key that you have recently lost and stuff like that. And that proves that actually trying to distract your mind on a chosen object does calm your mind. So now this should tell you, when we say calm mind, the definition of calm is various. Because calm, many times calm can look very agitated and vivid and all of that, which if you have time we'll get back later. But anyway, so why not we do this worldly bit, worldly shamatha, worldly oriented shamatha? Because I'm sure some of you don't want to really get into this Buddhism and, beyond worldly stuff. I mean, there's no reason to. And this alone will give you enough? I really think so. It will give you strength. It will improve your communication skill. It will help you free from stress. All the things that, self-help methods can be put into nutshell. And actually you can do that. And a lot of benefit, really, a lot of benefit. So why not we begin doing that for a few minutes? So choose your object, whatever, doesn't matter. But only that. It could be your sort of breathing in and out. Just concentrate on that. Or it could be the constant sort of humming of the air condition, or somebody's neck in front of you, whatever. Or your feeling, if you have a constant feeling somewhere. So just choose that and watch that, nothing else. So let's begin. If your mind is distracted, go back to the object. If your mind is distracted by other distraction objects, bring it back to the one that you chose. If you are frustrated because you can't concentrate, forget the frustration, just go back to the object. Don't get worked up with the frustration, just go back. If you think that you are concentrating well, forget that, just go back to the concentration. If you think it's not special, then forget that. Just go back to the object. Similarly, if you think it's very special, forget that and go back to the object. If your mind is constantly checking whether you are concentrating or not, forget all that, just go back to the object. Okay, that's it. That's the common shamatha. Worldly oriented, because your motivation is just to have stress-free experience. You want to be happy, you want to have some kind of a relaxation. This alone will do lots of wonderful things. You are not practicing Buddhism. This is nothing like it's not a really religious thing. It's simple technique. This will really make you sober, sane. As you can, obvious, very obvious. You are letting the mind be. You are not chasing after all kinds of objects which makes you busy, tired, stressed. So few minutes of this meditation every day, I think will bring a lot of good health, mentally, physically, spiritually. When you meditate these, you will have all kinds of sensations and all of that. And don't even begin to think that these are something special. Nothing. It's not special at all. It's just for the first time you are using your mind, that's all. That's why you think it's special. It's nothing special. So don't think of write a book about it. Okay, but this common shamatha, or what I call the worldly oriented shamatha, there's one weakness about it, quite a big weakness. It is a high maintenance kind of, it needs to be maintained. You have to meditate basically until you die. And if you forget to do this meditation, maybe, I don't know, like 10 days, the 11th day you are back to the square one. It's a bit like that. So that's the unfortunate part. So basically, it's like you have to do it all the time. It's like going to the gym. It's not like you go to the gym and work out for like 6 months and then you can relax for another 6 months because you lose everything. I think within 2 days you lose, right? 2 or 3 days you lose all your shape. That's really the sad part. So, but if you want to be sober and sane, this is very definitely it works, and economical, and very handy. You can just travel with it. Now, the uncommon shamatha. Now, if those who doesn't want to hear, you can leave. Now, this is different. It's different because you have a different motivation. You have a different value. You are looking for something else. So, the earlier common shamatha meditation, when they say calm, relaxing, concentrating, not getting distracted, of course we use the same word in the second one also, but it means totally different. You understand? That's important to know. Yeah, different value. See, the first common, common shamatha, your view is you want to be successful, you want to be happy, and you want to be healthy, you want to be sober. That's your view. In the second one, as the Shantideva said, what is healthy, physically healthy, mentally sober, mentally sane even, but worldly sane, but worldly sane? That's not really sane, according to the second one. So the way your approach is different, your value is different. So the definition of meditation is different. Of course, generally speaking, meditation in the Tibetan word gom, samadhi or dhyan, has a connotation of getting accustomed to something, getting used to something. That's why you are trying to do the meditation. But what are you trying to get? So there's something that you are trying to get used to. And that something is what we call the view. So see, the second kind of shamatha has a much different view than the first one. View is important. The view will determine the path. If you want to be a model, then you should not eat. If you want to be a sort of skinny, slim model, then you should not eat rice. Slim, skinny is beautiful. That is a view. In order to get used to that view and actually manage to attain that view, or the goal and the view in this case is similar. What do you do? You meditate upon, you read holy sort of sutras such as South Beach Diet, is it? Meditate upon them and actually diligently sacrifice lots of delicious things. Really renounce hamburger, renounce, lots of acts of renunciation. You have to practice that. Now, if you are a sumo wrestler, then you have to be fat. Because if you're bigger, the better, more elegant, very majestic. You can look at your opponent with your blazing eyes, with your amazing, incredible round face and round body. That is the view in this case. And in order to achieve that view, achieve that goal, you have to eat lots of rice and avoid as many as possible sprouts. Because so those are the things, you see, so the view makes everything different. So there's a shamatha, right? We talk about shamatha. The earlier the view is personal, worldly happiness, relaxation, whatever. Actually, that kind of view and meditation and action, I think there's quite a lot. I don't think I have to teach here so much. Here, in this case, the view is different. Okay? So now let's go to, since we are supposed to do, I'm supposed to tell you the shamatha meditation and the introduction to Buddhism. I feel a little strange. This is like really some old Dharma bums here. I don't think they need any introduction, but anyway, maybe there's one or two new souls who are about to become, I don't know. So you have to be careful here now. If you use your own rational mind as much as possible. Anyway, so now what I'm going to do is I'll introduce Buddhism, because now we are talking about uncommon shamatha. And uncommon shamatha is uncommon because of the view. Okay. Of course, the purpose of the uncommon shamatha is also happiness, soberness, sanity, relaxation, all of that. Same thing, same word. But this time, what do we mean by sober? Different. What do we mean by sane? Different. And I will tell you why. See, of course, all sentient beings wishes to be happy. No one wants to suffer. And when Buddha taught, Buddha, he was one of the most practical person. His teaching is actually very practical. Very pragmatic, I would say. I think the challenge is the definition of happiness. This is where things becomes different. The worldly people's definition of happiness and worldly people's so-called happiness is what something Buddha found as a suffering, pain, impermanent, essenceless, futile. Yeah. So, the view, now we are talking about the view of Buddhism, so that we apply the shamatha based on that view. Of course, the Buddhist view is very complicated, very complex. It's not that easy. It cannot be told within 1 hour. But I have also realized I can't really just tell you, as I'm introducing Buddhism to you. This introduction of Buddhism for the beginners is the biggest challenge for me, always. It's the biggest. So it really is the most difficult subject to teach. I much prefer to teach